Right then, welcome back to another reaction video. It's not actually a reaction video, so already you have been clickbaited. Joke is on you. I actually know this song, and this drummer, obviously, Mike Portnoy, doing the Medley, which when I was like 12 or 13, I used to be able to play very, very easily. I couldn't even dream of attempting to play this now. When I had a memory like a sponge back then, and actually set up, I'm really gutted that I don't have any photos of it, but I actually set up my electronic drum kit, my Roland kit, of which was actually 3 kits combined into one, and 3 different brain modules. So this massive electronic kit, which I built up over many years and pocket money and Christmases. I set it up like this exact kit here. So 3 in the middle. I had 2 floor toms, and then I had a couple of toms up here on the left side, which were like the roto toms, and a second snare drum and everything. And I had the cymbals all over. I set it up exactly like Mike Portnoy, and then Iron Maiden, the Iron Maiden influence took over. If this camera focuses on that microphone one more time, I am going to absolutely lose my rag. Right, let's get into it then. So yeah, it's not a reaction because I do know it or remember it. It is just reacting to Mike Portnoy playing it with hopefully absolute such precision that we know and love. Let's go. Just take a moment, by the way, to imagine being Mike Portnoy in Dream Theater. That's what I do when I now attempt, like, a basic rudiment behind a kit. Right, play that bit. We nailed that bit. 100%. Also, very sorry, Ben, who's editing this. You're going to have to now, you've got no choice but to sync up and fix the sync issues, because now I've clapped along and drummed along. And if I watch this back and I look like I'm drumming out of time, I'm going to look like a right plonker. And that is nae good. I'll not air drum for the rest of it because I will look like a plonker, regardless of whether the camera and video is synced up properly. Just first of all as well, can we go back? I know it's Dream Theater, so it's normal, which is the weird thing, but can you imagine any band, right? I imagine when I was like in school and all the bands and stuff that you'd be in, where you're let's just say sometimes you end up in bands where, I'm going to sound like a right dickhead now as if I was like the most talented one, but sometimes you end up in bands where, let's just say, musicians aren't on the same level as you. Maybe it's an influence thing. Maybe they, for example, hate long songs and time signatures and complexities and tempo changes, and you do. And imagine presenting, as I did many times, a ridiculous drum beat like this, and the reactions that you'd get from some people that just go, what planet are you on? This groove here. Can you imagine what type of band you've got to be in where you go, right, I've got this groove, and everyone goes, oh, that's mega, that. I've got just the riff that goes over that. Can you imagine? Lads, I'm thinking 1716, or like Animals as Leaders, they're another one. Animals as Leaders, unbelievable. Never have I seen a crowd clap in like 5/4 and then into 7/4 and then into 1716. And that's the audience. An audience normally can't clap on 2 and 4. But imagine anyways, just imagine being in Dream Theater. What a life. Where anything goes, no idea is ridiculous. Because they're all ridiculous.
Producers, this plugin helps you finish your tracks way faster. Check this out. I'm gonna start with this loop that I made here.
I need to do YouTube Premium. For one, the amount of time, if I accumulated it over a lifetime, I've probably wasted days waiting for a 5-second ad to finish. It doesn't half ruin the videos when you're trying to air drum along, does it? Do you know what I mean? Unbelievable. Some of my favourite pieces of music, this, you know. Yes! Love it. What's mad is I got so used to this instrumentally, like when I first discovered Dream Theater. And I think they first done it at Budokan, or that was where their sort of main live performance of this was taken from, live in Budokan. And what was my point even going to be there? The time signatures threw me off. What was my point going to be? Oh yeah, I got so used to that instrumentally that I learnt that instrumentally before I'd even like discovered half of the Dream Theater catalogue. And it's so weird when you hear that, and then you hear it in the context of the full song, and it doesn't go into the bit that you think it's going to. And it's very similar when I do the big medleys, and when we've done the Iron Maiden medley and the Lamb of God medley, which I'm now shamelessly plugging because none of them got as many views as I thought they would. The Iron Maiden one did, but not Lamb of God. You get so used to hearing them in that medley that when you hear the full song, it just throws you off when it actually goes into the chorus and it doesn't go into another breakdown of another song. And that's what this instrumentally did for me. I mean, it's pointless even trying to like break down what's going on, isn't it? I imagine that's what most people probably tune into these videos for, though. But I don't think I have the brain capacity to sit and pause and count every single bar. Let's give us some double bass. My headphone's still rattling here, just off those Tama kick drums. Love it. This bit here, so satisfying to play when you've actually got those rototoms and stuff set up. Absolutely mega. That smaller floor tom must be a 14, I think. Also, very satisfying to play this with those ghost notes in, and obviously the drum fills. Yes. Ben, you've got to sync this up. I've done so much air drumming, please make sure it's synced up. Please don't make me look daft. Ba-da-da. Bap, bap, bap. Also, that cameraman's got a canny cushy job, hasn't he? Look at this bloke here. He's loving it. My dream, drummer and videographer. Get me behind the cameras at Drumeo. Do you know, here's a mad one. I actually asked, so if you're familiar with Drumeo, you might be familiar with Jared, who owns Drumeo. And I asked him, would you ever sell your business? Because I obviously think that I'm some sort of business mogul. I was like, would you ever sell Drumeo? And basically, I think the top and bottom of his reply was no. But that is a dream business for me. I actually at one point wanted to set up something very similar as a business. drum educational platform, basically Drumeo. Drumeo was already around at the time, but it had just started. And I remember seeing one of the first videos that I saw from Drumeo, as I try and fix this stupid camera again. One of the first videos that I saw from Drumeo, I'd actually came across it trying to get better at double bass pedal. There was 3 or 4 drummers sat around. They were just on the practice pads with the pedals. Really helpful video. And I was like, this is the future. I want to create this business, but I was only like 10 at the time. And yeah, since I'm then in a position to try and film and do all of that, Jared's now 10 years ahead, 15 years ahead, and a few million quid ahead, I imagine. Anyways, that was a boring story for you. No wonder they bulk recorded so much content with Mike Portnoy, by the way. One, because he's an absolute legend. There has been drummers with bigger drum kits on there, but can you imagine if he had to turn up a few different times? They go, oh, we got to mic this kit up again. Fuck's sake, Mike, how are you? Tama Speed Cobras as well, good man. Same pedals. Dream Theatre, the home of satisfying drum fills. I used to think that was so much fun to play as well. No drums involved in that bit, it was just funny, just made you laugh. Oh, it wasn't the drum fill I thought it was there. Idiot. Now, on the Live at Budokan video, it's at this point here where he changes kit, if I remember. And he had 2 drum kits set up, and I think the one on the other side... Yeah, the one on the other side was the more basic setup. Still more drums than you'd ever need. He says that with a Iron Maiden replica drum kit behind him. And I think I picked it up on the last video that he's doing, speaking of Iron Maiden, he's doing the Nickel McBrain trick of the stick in your left hand being played the other way around. Oh yeah. I got the microphone, I was looking around the microphone to see what China that was there. And then I remembered he plays Sabian. Listen, I don't know if you can actually hear the bass there, but listen, forgetting his name now, the bassist, but listen what he's doing under there. Absolutely unbelievable. This is classic Dream Theatre shit, this is. And just imagine at a gig back in the day before everyone knew who Mike Portnoy and Dream Theatre was, and he's got those 5 effect symbols up there, the same way that a sound engineer looks at you and goes, do you really need all those toms? There's a sound engineer at one point definitely going, do you really need all them effect symbols up there? And then during his sound check, he's purposely, I just imagine the whole scene, they've gone right now, you know, you've gone round the kit, and the sound engineer says, now can you play the full kit? I just imagine him cutting straight to this. Oh, I've skipped too far back now. And then after that, just go and see. I told you, I did need all of those symbols. Go on, John. This is as simple as Dream Theater gets. Still got to have some double kicks in there, of course. This is the longest they've played 4/4 in all their life. I believe we are approaching the end of this unbelievable medley. I clearly didn't remember it as well as I thought I would do, because I totally forgot about this bit altogether. Just imagine Mike's face when John's gone, let's do this bit in, or any guitarist telling him this, because this is a liquid tension experiment from this bit here, going, I'm just going to go rage on a guitar solo, probably for way longer than I need to, but if you can just sit tight, you know, Mike, and just, you know, keep just a solid 4/4. I just imagine him kicking off, going, no, do you know who I am? That's not what I play.
If you had 2 cars or more on finance between 2015 and 2021, you could be owed 5...
This is not much of a reaction video, is it, actually? Normally, inevitably, YouTube gives you a copyright claim, and then you have to dispute it, and you say, no, I'm doing a reaction video. You know, I'm adding something to this. This is literally just me watching this video. I didn't realise until earlier in this video, if you watch the full thing on Drumeo, Mike Portnoy says that Kevin Shirley actually produced the album that this song's from, which I didn't realise that. Kevin Shirley, of course, also Iron Maiden's producer. I wonder if this was actually one take. He's got to have ran through it a couple of times and they've picked the best bits, surely. I mean, I should never doubt Mike Portnoy, obviously. I'm just going off when I'm in the studio. And I need 10 takes just to do the 4 count at the start.
Woo! Okay, are you still there?
Well, that was absolutely unbelievable. I couldn't resist watching that video because it came up as suggested on YouTube when I was trying to find some stuff to react to. So I thought, well, we've got to do it. It's Mike Portnoy, it's Dream Theater, it is the instrumentally. It was either year 8 or year 9 where I felt like that medley I listened to in school year 8 or year 9, whatever age that would have been, I just listened to that on repeat constantly. And as I say, genuinely at one point, unfortunately, I have no video evidence that I could play it. I don't know why I wouldn't have filmed or recorded that when I was trying to do drum covers back in the day. But yeah, 12-year-old me or 13-year-old me or whatever age that I would have been round about then, absolutely adored that masterpiece of a medley. Begs the question, why did they actually get James LeBrie and start doing vocals? They could have literally they could have just done that and made a career out of that. Yeah, unbelievable. I suppose if I was quickly talking about the kit, all I can really say is it sounds mega. It's played by someone so much better than I will probably ever be. And the thing that I'm probably more qualified now to talk about is actually the video setup in there. It looks absolutely mega. The studio setup that they've got in there. And that was kind of what I wanted this studio here to try and look like, or have something that just looked absolutely top tier setup and video quality. Anyways, I'm trying to fill space now, so we might as well just round off the video. Thank you so much for watching once again. If you've got any requests on videos that I should watch, review, react to, even if it is stuff that I will already know, then please do drop them in the comments. There's not that many things that I haven't seen or watched in terms of music and heard to, so it's difficult to find stuff to genuinely react to, other than obviously brand new stuff as it comes out, which I try and stay on top of. There was a point that I was going to make there, and now I can't remember what it actually was. Oh, which is why as well, there's so many things that I've seen, it's difficult to find new stuff to react to. Which is why when Drumeo does the things of drummers that have never heard a song, I sit there and I think, how have you actually never, at some point you've got to have heard that song. Because they've got to pick stuff that's a big enough song that people will want to click the video. How have you as a musician and a drummer in the space never heard like that song or the one that they're doing? Which always seems a bit mad. There was one guy that done I can't remember the name of the drummer now, but it was his first time listening to Enter Sandman. How have you gone, the bloke was like 30-year-old, how have you gone 30 years and never heard Enter Sandman? I do not believe that is the first time you've heard nor played that song, regardless if you're a jazz drummer. Maybe that's the next video that I have to react to. We will wait and see. This video though, because what we've just reacted to is like a 15-minute medley, I'm sure this video will be far too long for anybody to still be watching at this point. So if you are, well, thank you very much. Drop your comments, suggestions in the comments, and we'll get onto that in the next one. Toodles.